Welcome to Heard It on the X, the East Coast's premier music talk show. Brought to you by Rich's Music Exchange in Hamburg, New York, and online at richesmusicexchange.com. Sponsored by music industry leaders Regal Tip, Ernie Ball, Ampeg, and Mackie. And now, your hosts, Rich Rogan-Moser and co-host, The Doctor.
Broadcasting live from the second poorest city in America, here's Rich and the Doctor.
Like I said before, there are times when things don't lay the way they're supposed to lay. But regardless, you're supposed to hold your head up high and walk tall. Walk tall.
Hi, folks. Welcome down to the East Coast premier music talk show. My name is Rich Rogan-Moser. As always, my sidekick, The Doctor.
Hello. I thought I was waiting for you to welcome me, but apparently I'm not welcome. You're just mentioning that I'm here.
It's a gloomy day. It's like winter all over again.
Yeah, it is.
I can't take it anymore.
There's wet paint in the
lobby.
In the lobby,
Yeah,
I stole one of the wet paint signs.
I see that.
I'll put it up.
Teaching yourself Spanish via the wet paint signs.
It is Pintura Fresca. That's how you say wet paint in Spanish.
I'm already impressed.
I am now, corporate thievery is now on my resume.
That's good.
Taking a
That's
wet
excellent.
Paint sign.
And anybody that is watching this in the studio cam on YouTube or Facebook later on, you'll be able to see Joshua's stolen contraband.
Yep. It's very nice. Going up in my room. Going to frame it.
Had a great night last night. It was a lot of fun. We were at Crazy Jake's. I want to thank Tom from the Soul Barons for coming out. Stealing, those guys are great.
Yeah, and
it was phenomenal.
yeah, and whose birthday was it?
It was Keith's birthday. They
Yeah.
showed up in a limo. They sat in and jammed. They're so much fun.
It
Jeff
sounded great.
Jeff is like family to me from that band, and he's just a wonderful person. He's a lot of fun, and I've really never ever played with him, and I got to play with him last night. He's just a great bass player. He's a great guy.
One day he was nice enough to. My brother was. He had
Rehearsing
band
at the
practice,
studio
and
at
they
the
didn't.
store.
Yeah, he was rehearsing in the studio. They didn't have a bass player, and Jeff happened to be in the store, and he shot up to the studio and he sat in and he did a couple of songs with them. But yeah, Jeff's a great guy, and they sounded great last night.
He really enjoyed that too. I think he liked doing that. I mean, we did it kind of just to throw your brother off, you know. But he really enjoyed. He really had a lot of fun doing that. That's the kind of guy that Jeff is. Doing that. Diva Nicole sat in.
Diva Nicole did sit in.
She's great.
Yes.
From the Diva Show Band.
She is. And we did Johnny Be Good.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, she sounded fantastic.
You sat in most of the night. It was great. It's always a pleasure to have you sit in.
Oh, it is my pleasure, sir.
We talk about a lot of bands. We do a lot of stuff on the show and talk about a lot of bands. I never talk about the Rich and Famous Band, and I don't know why I don't.
It's a great band. And last night, Jimmy Anger on
Yeah,
keys.
Jimmy Anger sat in again, and Jimmy Anger is the guy. He hangs around at, does a lot of stuff at the Sportsman. If you go see Barbara Sinclair, or if you see Billy McEwen, you'll run into Jim. Jimmy's phenomenal. I mean, a Buffalo music treasure. Everybody in that band is just phenomenal. My job is easy. A lot of times I don't even have my guitar on.
Yeah, you're at the side of the stage doing shots by yourself.
It's true. Dave Frost playing bass, DJ and drums. DJ's done time with like Turner, done time with Stan Celeste. I mean, he's a road warrior.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. Jimmy on piano last night. Al Kroll on sax. Al's been a guest on the show.
Yeah, and Al's in and out of Buffalo all the time.
He's stuff for Warner Brothers.
Yeah, he's always recording.
Stuff with Michael McDonald. And the band is just a great rock and roll band. And next week we'll be at Brennan's if anybody wants to stop out and see the band. If you want to go to xshow.co is the new .com, Doctor. Do you know this?
I did know this because you tell me this every day. This is the first thing. You call me every morning.
I know, I do.
5 in the morning I get a wake-up call. Hey, what's the new .com?
That's right, .co.
Yep.
.co. xshow.co. You can get on live chat with us, or you can call us at 803-1520 if you want to get on the air. This week we got a great show. We've got Kelly and Paul are going to be joining us in just a little bit.
Yes.
From Buffalo Charities. They're doing yet another charity event. April 30th, they're doing a bike run.
Choppers for Charity.
Today seems like it's a moot point doing a bike run, but I'm 100% sure that there's...
I think if the weather stays like this, can't you guys just do like a snowmobile run? That'd be cool.
Maybe they'll change it.
Yeah, there you go.
I think there's enough positivity between these two that they will actually affect the weather. And I'm saying it right now. I'm going on record. April 30th is going to be 86 degrees.
All right, I'm gonna take you up on that. I'm gonna say it's in the 70s. I'm not going bad that it's gonna be bad weather. I just don't think 86 degrees.
No, I'm going 86.
All right, well
86 and sunny.
Well, you know me. I wore shorts today, even though it's snowing outside.
Yeah, you do have a mental problem. I know that about you. Also, we have Tommy Clufetos is going to be joining us in a little
Yes,
bit.
Tommy. He's currently on tour with Ozzy, and
Regal Tip endorser.
Yeah, he's a Regal
Tip
endorser.
sponsors the show. Thank you very much for that.
Yes, and who else is he with?
His resume is really incredible.
Yeah.
He's a young guy. He's 31. He's played with Ted Nugent. He's played with Rob Zombie. He's played with John Five, Alice Cooper.
Yeah, Alice Cooper was.
And now Ozzy.
Yeah,
So I mean, he's really run the gamut of legendary rock and rollers.
Yeah, he's done pretty much everything under the sun there. You know what I just realized though? Last time Kelly and Paul were on, they started the whole feud. They got us in trouble. Because remember, Kelly got me. Kelly got me to release the Dave Matthews Band tour dates like 2 months before the band did, and then we got in trouble from one of the Dave Matthews fans. So hopefully they can keep us out of trouble today.
You were right, though.
I was right.
Yeah,
Just last week they announced the Chicago.
And we talked about this last week. You don't become the East Coast premier music talk show without being right.
You don't.
That's what happens.
And we announced the Thursday in the Square show too for Lowest of the Low.
Yeah, Ronnie Hawkins and Lowest of the Low.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool. I want to talk real quickly. Mackie's a huge sponsor of the show. Last week we gave away the recording gear. May 14th, we're giving away a complete PA system at the Music Exchange from Mackie. What we're going to do is the same thing that we did before. We're going to put on some classes, and these classes are so helpful, and it's completely free. You don't have to spend a dime. You come, you take a class, you learn some stuff. The class lets you, because you took the class, you get to enter for the drawing, and you might win a PA system. If not, you're going to leave with a lot of great knowledge.
Yeah.
And I want to explain a little bit about this one, because what's going to go on is we're going to actually do this in our warehouse. We're going to have several different types of PA. A small PA system for maybe acoustic acts or a smaller band. Then we're going to have a stage set up with a really large PA system. Mackie's going to have their HD gear there, which is phenomenal. I've seen it at the NAMM show. It's great. So people that can learn from this class is anybody. But if you're a club and you're thinking about music or thinking about putting in a PA system, by all means come out. The sales reps are going to be there. They're going to be answering questions. We're going to be putting on demos. The legendary Lana Hergert and Michael Hund are going to be there performing. They're going to be our guinea pigs. And we're actually going to have a board in center mix position, and even that center mix position, you'll understand what that means after the class.
I don't know what any of this means. Right?
Center mix position is when the board is sitting in the center of the room, out about 50 feet, so you can adjust the way the sound is.
And you don't have to be a club owner. You were just giving an example.
You could be anybody.
I mean, if you're in a band, if you run sound for people, I mean, anybody who
If you're a musician, it's stuff that you should know. The one thing that I've really thought about a lot with PA is it's generally the last piece that you buy. You spend a lot of time becoming a musician. So you've bought your guitar, you've bought your amp, you've bought your drum set, whatever, and you've played for 4 or 5 years on this stuff, trying to get good at it, and maybe you've upgraded and added different cymbals or added different amplifiers, whatever the case may be. The PA system is always the last thing that's bought, and it's the one thing that most people have the most trouble with. They don't know a lot. I mean, you learn so much on your instrument, and you spend so much time on your instrument, you learn by trial and error. Well, with the PA, you're generally ready for a band, and you don't have time for that learning curve. We're going to make that learning curve a lot shorter for you and answer questions that'll be easy. We're going to take you right from ground zero. If you are a sound man already, there's going to be pieces of it that you're going to be able to take away knowledge that you can use every day. The other thing is we've called up Shure. We've called up Auralex. We've called up TC Electronics. All of them are going to be there. Mm-hmm. All the reps are going to be there. The new Shure digital wirelesses are going to be there. The new
pedals.
The TC Electronics pedals that affect voice are going to be there. The digital in-ear monitors are going to be there. This is going to be a really, really cool event, May 14th. What you got to do is you got to call the store at 646-6240 or email me at rich@richesmusicexchange.com. You got to sign up for one of these classes. We made a Facebook event, for this a couple days ago, and almost half the spots are gone. So spots are limited.
Just last weekend, we did the last Mackie giveaway. There was so much turnout for that, and it was so successful, and a lot of people learned a lot of new stuff. So this one, we're hoping to do even bigger. So if you want to be involved in this, you got to get a hold of Rich and sign yourself up.
And if you have a club the size of Infinity, or you know what, Paradise is a perfect example.
Yeah.
If and Mike's already replied that he's going to come, Mike Murnoff. So that's great. We'll have stuff for that size club. We'll also have stuff for smaller size clubs. Scotty Clinton's coming from Max Village Brewhouse.
Yes.
And we'll have stuff that can fit in that club. So club owners, it's really great for them. And even club owners are kind of at the mercy of musicians when it comes to PA. We're going to give you a little bit of knowledge where you can control, sometimes you might have a band come in, it's a little bit too loud for your room. You'll be able to control all this.
Yeah, very cool. And it's going to be a very cool event, and I'm excited.
So I'm driving in today, and I got to ask you a question.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to call in at 803-1520, they can comment on this.
Do I have to answer this in the in the form of a question?
I was listening to Canadian radio.
Okay.
Because I've boycotted Western New York radio pretty much for the most part, I think.
I've boycotted this show, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't listened to this show in years.
What is your favorite Lost 90s song?
Lost 90s song.
And I think it's kind of crazy that we've already gotten to the point where we're talking about the 90s.
Yeah.
Which is going to be...
I'm caught off guard. I have to dig deep for this.
What is your favorite Lost? Obviously, It Smells Like Teen Spirit doesn't count.
No,
it's not Lost.
Yeah, it's not Lost. You still hear it.
Yeah.
Geez, I don't know.
I'll ask you later on in the show.
Yeah.
But what is your favorite,
Give me a wee bit of time here, and I'll let that toss around the skull till the ears bleed. And then I'll get back to you.
I hated the 90s, too. I really did. I actually have a couple. I thought of them quickly.
The 90s were a blur for me, to be honest. I don't remember much. There was, just crazy times. I remember I was in L.A. for a bit. Just crazy stuff happening there. Summer of Love, 94.
The music in the 80s was, if you were a musician and you're my age, the 80s were just like the death knell of everything. Mm-hmm. And then the 90s came in and it was just like, it got worse,
Yeah.
I mean, so... I hated the 90s, but there's two songs that came to mind. One, Headlight, from Bob Dylan's kid.
Yeah. Is that his kid?
Yeah, that's his kid.
Okay.
What is the name
Jacob
of it?
Dylan. They were, was it the Wallflowers?
Wallflowers, that's it. And Counting Blue Cars from Dishwalla. I like that song.
Yeah. I have to think of one. I hear One Headlight a lot, though, so I don't know.
I guess I don't know if that would count as a lost one.
Yeah. But I'll let it toss around the old skull a little bit, and then I'll get back to you when we do the music news section.
All right, we're going to take a small commercial break. On the other side of the break, going to come back with Kelly and Paul. Stick around, folks. Heard it on the X.